Howdy neighbors, and welcome to Cedar Creek Homestead. Me and Josie here, we're headed out today, taking a little trip to Amish country up in what they call Shodo, Oklahoma, and Locust Grove area. And we live about an hour south of there, and roughly 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. And so anyway, we're heading up there, and we do this, have done it for about 12 years. We've gone up there at least in the fall, in October, because around this time is our anniversary. And this year we're celebrating 27 years of marriage. So
right. On Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
This is Wednesday.
This video.
But tell them why you're going on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're going on a Wednesday ahead of our anniversary because of they have fried chicken at this Amish restaurant we eat at, and it's like a little buffet thing, and I really like fried chicken, so that's what they're having today. So me and Josie, every year we go up there. Sometimes we go more than just this, and we did here a while back. We went up and we got some cannon lids and things, went out to eat. But you know, with this COVID, we hadn't been eating out a whole lot. But this particular place, they have some safety measures in place, even though it is a buffet. But anyway, like you got to change gloves, wear gloves, and every time you go up, you got to put on a new pair of gloves and different things they do there. But anyway, we feel pretty safe, and it was pretty good when we went there back in the fall. I felt like summer, I mean. But anyway, we're heading up there after 27 years of marriage. We both so much alike. We love the old-timey stuff, and we love the lifestyle of the Amish, and I think parts of it, yeah. We you know, I'm thankful for the modern things, but I'm also amazed at how well the Amish do. And I wanted to say something, and Josie might explain this a little bit better than me. We're going up there to an area that I call that has a liberal ordinance. And anyway, they drive tractors, and so I've had people argue with me and tell me that these were not Amish, that they were Mennonites, but they are Amish. There are some Mennonites up there in the area, but the Amish there are allowed to drive tractors. They can't have cars, and there's rules even on their tractors, but they also still have horse and buggies, and I understand that they use them on Sundays to go to church and when they have church, different things like that. But anyway, I'll let Josie kind of explain that a little bit.
Well, there's two Amish communities in Oklahoma. One is Santa Clarita, or I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, and then this one. And if you can go online and pull up the Amish in Oklahoma, and it'll explain to you why it is that they can drive these tractors. And it's because when they first moved to Oklahoma, they whatever their meetings are called, they brought their people together, and we would say petition or whatever, because of the ground, I guess the rocky ground and all of that stuff. They felt like that it was just made more sense to be able to use these tractors.
I agree with that.
And it's not, when you go, you may run into one or two that's got super nice, but all the times that I've been there, I have never seen a brand new tractor. They're usually driving older tractors. They're not cab over tractors. They're tractors that's usually got the little awning or nothing at all. Have you seen any cab overs?
No,
I'm not saying that they don't have cab overs, but I've never seen one. So it's not like they're driving top of the line or anything like that, but they are Amish. And it's just that they allowed them here in Oklahoma to be able to drive the tractors. I don't know if the group down in Santa Clarita, or however I'm pronouncing it wrong probably, I don't know if they drive tractors or not, but the ones at Shodo do. And it's just fascinating to see their little farms, and they are clean people. Their farms are just as tidy as they can be. It's probably because they don't get trapped in all of the stuff that we have, you know.
These Amish do not have electricity.
You see a lot of solar, though.
solar,
are,
but they don't have electric. So you can usually tell what's their homes because they're very well kept, but they're not the old type buildings you see. We used to live up near Seymour, Missouri, and their homes was a different type build made out of wood. Well, here most of them are metal and look really, really nice homes, but you can tell which one's Amish from the others because they don't have electricity. You see there's no poles to them, electric poles. So anyway, some of them, like she said, does have the solar, but just wanted to make a little point of that. But they do have businesses, and some of their businesses have electricity, but most of them do not have. The one that we go to, we'll try to get some video of. We have to be careful not to video them, because they don't want to be filmed.
No.
But
probably won't get to film there.
But anyway, they don't have electricity, but they do have refrigeration, and they have a generator they'll run and power up a little cooler that they keep butters and things like that in, but they don't have a lot of refrigeration stuff. But it's hot in there in the summer when you go, but they're used to it, so it's not a big problem for them. But anyway, we'll probably do some more talking here, but we're going to stop in and get us some breakfast on our way up here on our journey. And I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber, how about hitting that subscribe button? And if you like the video, hit that like button, comment down below if you're familiar with Amish or have a question. We'll see if Josie can answer it.
I'm no expert.
Come along for the journey today. Well, we made it to our first stop here at the Big Red Barn, Hen's Nest Tea Room and Antiques and Collectibles. So we're here today. We like looking at old antique stuff in these flea markets. Look at that antique right there. And all this stuff, they got things inside. We're going to go in and take a look around. Got a pretty little garden. What's this stuff right here? This real, looks like cedar trees there.
That might be rosemary, or I don't know what it is. She's got a whole row of it, if that's what it is.
Boy, the old wind is really good.
Yeah, it's windy today. Looks like she had another garden right here.
Pretty little place. Yeah. It's funny here because they got electric running across here. None running to the house. The high line power lines back there. Look at that garden. I noticed some of these okras still blooming up here. Don't see any blooming.
Let us look.
Here's a neat little farm here. They got those big grain silos back there. It's neat, I think. The green wheat they've got. I'd like to have that back home, growing for the cows. A lot of these folks doing dairy stuff up here. Looks like their little gardens pretty much laid out about like mine is. That's what these are. Must be expecting mothers. Look what a pretty horses. Looks like they're fall garden. Got a few turnips and things here at the Yoder residence. That's a pretty common name for the Amish. There's one of their buggies sitting inside there. These homes don't look anything like or these people here like the ones up in Missouri. I don't think for you, Josie. But they have the little dotty houses where the elderly parents live, and they usually kind of live in little groups, but they're scattered all over this area. Looked like they had a pretty nice garden this year. They do have a garden tiller. Look at that big old barn. Wouldn't that be something? I'd like to have one of them at Cedar Creek. Up there is a fine Amish structure right here in Amish country. Look how beautiful that Amish place. I'm just joking. That's not Amish, but it sticks out like a sore thumb around here. Probably some
You don't know who it is.
rich
so don't say
person,
nothing.
but I doubt if the Yoders live there. These are probably Englishers that live in this monstrosity of a structure of a thing up there. You can see that from 412.
It says
It
Little
really-
House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie.
That's what it said on that.
I wonder if they have, makes you wonder about their automatic milkers and stuff, if they have that. Surely they don't milk all these cows by hand.
I don't know. It's a big dairy, though.
Mm-hmm. All them Holsteins. I seen it there at that little store that they sold a certain brand of milk. It makes you wonder if it's these people's little Amish dairy or
Good looking cows.
yeah, bunch of cows here.
All those nice cows.
Pony. The wind's probably blowing so hard with the pretty soybean fields. Well, we're eating here today at Shodo, Oklahoma at the Dutch Pantry. It's a buffet and bakery, and I hope that you can hear me over this wind. The wind has really got to go in here. We're actually getting to eat for free today, so I want to say thank you, and we're enjoying the Dutch Pantry. It has old-time cooking like Amish cooking and stuff, so if you're ever in Shodo, Oklahoma, stop and eat at the Dutch Pantry. Well, we just had lunch. We always love to eat at this place called the Dutch Pantry, and it's really good place to eat at, and I get to eat homemade cooking all the time. Josie's a pretty good cook, not just pretty good, really good, and but she don't cook big meals every day because we don't need it. But when
Not
you
like
get
what
here,
they have in there.
they have a little bit of everything. And on Wednesdays is fried chicken, and that's one of my favorite things. And they have legs here, bunches of them. So I like fried chicken legs. If you're ever up here, stop in and check it out. On Tuesdays they have chicken fried steak and little minute steaks, and they have of course all the trimmings, gravy, potatoes, homemade rolls like you used to get at the school, all kinds of or the way we used to get at school, homemade rolls, cream corn. They have corn salad,
Homemade cream corn.
yeah,
Not corn, not
yeah.
out of the can.
Everything's homemade here. I mean, it is really good food.
And they use bacon grease.
And they use lots of bacon grease. Their green beans are heavily seasoned, would
Yeah.
you say? They know how to season food. But if you're ever in Shodo, Oklahoma, it's up near Locust Grove area, right off 412 Highway, US 412.
And a dessert bar with the lightest pie shells I've ever had.
Very good. I had to eat 2 pieces of dessert. I ate a little slither of pecan pie because they didn't have any chocolate out. And lo and behold, when I finished that, they finally brought my favorite, which is chocolate pie out. And I tell you, they know how to make chocolate pie. I don't know that I would want to live like Amish, but I like to eat like Amish, which we pretty much raise our own food and get it at home. But it's a little different, especially for Josie. She gets to take a day off and not have to cook, and they have such a smorgasbord here of choices of things. The place
It is home cooking though. There's not anything, you know, you're not going to find any
no chicken
like
nuggets,
Italian or French fry. There's no French fries, no hamburgers, no chicken nuggets, none of that kind of stuff. It's definitely home style food. And so your little ones, you know, if you got little ones that only like chicken nuggets, I have a nephew, well, he's an adult now and has 2 little children of his own. But when he was little, he would only eat Eggo waffles and fish sticks, I think it was, or he would eat a plain hamburger Happy Meal from McDonald's. But they don't have anything like that, so your little ones would have to be willing to try mashed potatoes or something like that.
We got one more flea market to go, and then we've got a couple of Amish stores. We haven't showed everything up here. We went by an Amish school, but the kids was outside playing, so we didn't show you that. They don't like the kids and themselves being pictured.
It's against their religion.
Yeah, and if it's blurred out, but I'm not real good on that with camera.
Well,
but,
we want to be respectful too.
Right, and we seen a guy several on tractors, and we didn't film. Even seen a Amish lady driving a tractor, so we didn't take pictures of them. But we have a little store when we go back out, a couple of stores that we're going to stop in at, and we may be able to do a little bit of videoing for them. But we're having a good time out here.
Both stores are Amish stores. One, I think there is Amish in the family, but I don't necessarily think that it's definitely an Amish store. It's an Amish theme. It's the Amish Cheese House. And they do have Amish working there, but I don't think they're 100% Amish. But the other store we'll take you to, Creekside, and we probably will not get to film there, because they are definitely Amish, and we want to be respectful of them.
Well, I'll probably just not film them.
And that's where I'm going to try to get my canning lids, is at Creekside.
Yeah, that's where we usually get them at.
I'll let you know if I get some.
Anyhow, we're going to go down here and go to another flea market and into these places, and then we'll have to wind on back up. But if you're ever here in this area of Shodo, Oklahoma, be sure to stop in here. It's across the railroad tracks. Not very hard to find. If you Google it, it'll lead you right to it. Well, we're here at the Amish Cheese House. If you can hear me, we have a very, very windy day today. The wind's out of the south, and maybe it'll blow us in some rain here in Oklahoma. But here in Shodo, Oklahoma, the Amish Cheese House, and there's a little bakery over here to the left of the building. This area is all you can get sandwiches and things, but what we like to do is go in and buy some of the spices and things like that in here. And so me and Josie's going to go in there and purchase a few things that we need, and she gets a lot of her spices for canning and different things like that in here. Hey, this here is our favorite little store to stop in here at Shodo. We're on our way back home to Cedar Creek, but it's called Creekside Sales, and it's just a little Amish store here along the 69 highway here, and they don't have electric, anything like that, but just have all kinds of stuff inside. We like to stop. A lot of times they'll have canning lids here, and so we're stopping in here at Creekside Sales. Well, folks, we made it. We got done today, and one thing we wanted to buy was lids at the Amish, the last place we stopped at, and they always have these long sleeves of lids. And we were back here in the summertime because we knew there's a shortage coming, and thought we would go up there and eat lunch one day and stop by the Amish store, and what's it called, Creekside Sales. And so we got a sleeve of each, a large mouth and small mouth, or regular mouth jar lids. So today they did not have them. They're out, and they had a couple of boxes of jars, but we're pretty well stocked, but we thought we would stay stocked up if we could. But anyway, some of the video today, it was kind of hard to video and driving down the roads. We did stop and film some, but you know, we don't want to film them if we can keep from it, at least showing their faces, because that's their religion. We've mentioned that several times. But we like the way the Amish live, and those folks up there, even though they drive the tractors, are still pretty primitive. They don't have electricity in their homes, other than they do have a little solar, but I think that's just for special things. So anyway, we had a good time though, had a good meal, and bought a few little things at the flea markets that we probably didn't need, but we got anyway. And you got anything to say about today's trip?
I'm pooped.
Yeah,
No, I'm
too.
like a little kid. The car puts me to sleep. We can be going somewhere, and I can try my best to stay awake, and it puts me to sleep every time.
I'm using the GoPro camera, and I'm hoping it doesn't bounce too bad here. We're on our dirt road headed home, and they put new gravel down on the road, but it is still, with that new gravel,
Yeah.
It's pretty bumpy here. So, but anyway, we appreciate you all watching today, and like I say, our Amish, you may notice that they're a little different than the Amish that you would have like up in Seymour, Missouri, where we used to live. They had no vehicles and was strictly 100% off grid. I think they're a lot more strict than these, but these are still Amish. And there's also some Mennonites, and they're a little bit different. I think they drive vehicles, the Mennonites up here, but we don't deal with them all that much. But I actually think the bread store we went into, I think they are Mennonites, because of their music and stuff they have there, and their gospel music. But we don't know.
They had on caps that would say they were Amish.
But I think the Mennonites wear those caps too.
The Mennonites usually wear black, or the little black hair scarves, and these actually had on the white kind of organza material. But I don't know. They had pictures on their walls of their families, so I don't know. But they're nice people anyways.
Yeah, it's been fun. And we appreciate all of you watching. Hope you have a blessed day, and
I love you.
I love you too. Happy 27 years.
To you too.
God bless you. We're gone.